Martin, another vital win for us, but another win here by the odd goal. Would you make it?
First half was quite a tough watch. I thought we weren't quite sure who was playing up front, whether it was a 4-2-4 or whether it was Turnbull playing up top, or just wasn't sure what the combination was. And I thought Motherwell, to give them some credit, were really good in the first half, and they certainly created a bit of physical battle and they pushed us up and they had a few chances themselves. I thought we grew in the game, and in the second half we came more into it and could have had a lot more goals. Roger took his goal really well, just passed it in the net and placed it. He's that good that I'm sure he did that. It wasn't just a wild shot, but equally he could have had another couple of chances in the game. He had a good chance late on. Thought a bit nervous at the end. They had a chance, at least one chance. At 1-0 that's always going to be the way, but the important thing today was just to get through. We're missing our best two players, and then Forrest goes off early doors in the game injured, so our three most defensive and strongest players up front, and it's hard to survive in situations like that. And then you look at what happened in the English Premier League this year, the three top teams all won by a single goal, so you'll get games like that. Today was just about getting over the line, and we did that well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see without that focal point of a natural striker how much we struggled. We couldn't really sustain pressure in that first half, could we?
No, but what Kyogo brings is he brings you those runs, he brings you that movement, and if you play a good pass into him, he'll just get a shot away first time. But all the guys who were pushing up and playing offensively today, they went one or two touches and then they slowly played down, don't they? And they allow the defence to get in and reposition themselves. So the offensive play was a bit slow today. They were kind of relying on a shot from wide, or a good cross coming in and maybe a header, but there wasn't an awful lot in that game either. So it was going to take like a Tom Rogic type, placing the ball into the side of the net. But we miss Kyogo massively, don't we? But the rumours are he's going to be back sooner rather than later, we hope.
Aye, hopefully. He's a massive miss for us. But I think the goal comes at a vital time for us just before half-time, because you don't want the game getting into the second half at 0-0, because that's where Motherwell will kill time, as they were doing at 0-0 anyway, and then it gets even more nervous than it was.
Well, there's a flatness in the game, isn't there? The fans deciding to do a silent protest. I'm not a fan of it personally. I think it doesn't help the team. I think there's lots of ways to protest there and doing a silent protest. That's my personal opinion. So there's a flatness in the stadium. The rest of the fans are doing their bit, which isn't singing, but it's getting involved in the game. But you can still sense that flatness, and it's a cold, it's a winter's day, and our greatest competitors have won earlier in the day and the pressure's on, so you need a lift from the fans, and you're missing some of your top players. And then, as you say, you go into half-time 0-0 and it's like, oh my goodness, and you just sense at half-time everybody's talking, things aren't going our way, so that negativity continues. So the goal at that time was crucial. And then you go into the second half with a bit of spring in your step and say, let's try and get a second goal, or at least not give anything away. And I think that's now the last 5 games that we've played, we've only lost a single goal, 3 consecutive clean sheets. So we're not leaking goals as much as we were in the past. So the defence are much more solid now, and Starfelt and others. Good to see Ralston come back today as well. So a real good run. I think that's now 9 wins and a draw in the last 10 league games. So we're really consistently good now.
Yeah, well, that's my next point. I think that's 4 games in a row. We've went in 7 points behind. We've won every time with the pressure on. That's the first time this season we've strung 5 league wins in a row together. So it's vital that we're keeping up pace and we're keeping this consistency at this stage.
Yeah, and a big week this week. I mean, you should be going to Ross County and winning, but these games aren't guaranteed. A Wednesday night and away up in Dingwall, freezing cold, and where the players lift themselves as they should. It's a subconscious thing. You don't go in the game saying, I'm not going to try as hard, but you've not got the glamour of Celtic Park. You're up there in Dingwall, and so we need to get through that. We need to navigate that, and then just psychologically to get a cup next week would be massive for the club, wouldn't it? And then you're only 2 or 3 games away from the big one on the second, and you'll hopefully finish the year in a real high. Not convinced we'll be top at that point, but if we can narrow it down to a single point, it would be a really good first half of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you pick a standout for us today?
I thought the captain was brilliant again today. I thought he dug deep, because you need to, when you're missing your top players, you need players like that, because it doesn't matter what team you look at the best teams in England, they miss their top players. You take a Liverpool or a Salah or a Van Dijk out of Liverpool, and they're not the same team, so Celtic are no different to that, particularly when we're particularly thin in the squad. But that's when you need your captain to really dig deep, and he does that for us consistently. He was brilliant. But despite his missing 2 sitters, I'm going to give it to Rogic. I thought he was really good again today. One of the things I noticed about him was getting stuck in a lot more now. Whereas before, he just used to stand back and he give a player time to navigate a pass.
Even at Dundee United last weekend, he was pressing a lot.
That's what was missing in his game before. He would be there, he would get involved, he'd done too much jogging, but now there's a bit of urgency about him. So the manager's obviously making a big difference in developing him as a player. So Rogic for me.